What's up, guys? Two Banks of Five here, the first podcast of the new week. Unfortunately, over the weekend, I decided not to react to games specifically as they went, which I should have. I was busy trying to get this Instagram account off the ground, because if we can get people over there looking at it, it can try and bring some new viewers here, and hopefully it can build up our support. At the moment, pretty much, I checked the stats this morning, 45 views, total time, over 12 videos, 60 minutes viewing time, so that's not very good. So my main thought was try and get the Instagram, try and get some likes on there, try and bring people over to the podcast, let people know when the podcast is out, and just see how we go. Anyway, another shocking week on the picks. I'm glad I'm not an actual betting man. I just say punting because it's shit. I'm bad at it. And whenever I pick a team, they honestly seem to shit the bed. Like, honestly, they just shit the bed. So, 2 picks out of 9 this weekend. Far out. And thinking about the picks I made wrong, I go, yeah, that probably makes sense. You dickhead. Anyway, we'll start with Liverpool-Watford. Liverpool 2, Watford 0. New manager bounce for Watford wasn't good enough today. Oh, that day, sorry. They performed quite well. They were resilient. They had a good structure. And actually, they had a few very, very good chances. And unlucky not to get something from the game, according to a lot of commentators. I did watch half the game, as in when I watched half the game, I sat down and watched half the game, so I was able to analyse it better. The first half I was at work, I chucked on the projector, and I was trying to watch it at the same time as I was trying to pack up. I really didn't do any work. I think Liverpool at the moment are really in a situation where a lot of games everyone's saying they're not performing. I just think they're sitting in second gear. A lot of games. They're happy to sit in second gear. They don't want to tire themselves out. They don't want to get injuries. The prime example of this was Liverpool versus Spurs when that ridiculous Son goal went in. No, Son. I think it deflected off the crossbar and fell straight to Kane. That's correct. Liverpool just stepped up so many gears and just absolutely pulverised them. And that's Liverpool in 5th gear. They absolutely go for it. So I think if they wanted to, they could wipe the floor with most of these teams. But the fact is they don't need to. 3 points is 3 points. Regardless, they just need to get them on the board. And at the moment, as a Liverpool fan, you could say we're not playing the classiest of football. But at the end of the day, nothing makes you feel better than wins on the board. You can play absolutely magnificently, score 30 goals in a game, and if you draw or lose still, you're not going to be happy. So, next up, Chelsea-Bournemouth. I picked Chelsea in this one. I think anyone in their right mind would have picked Chelsea, and Chelsea shit the bed. Bournemouth have so many injuries to their top players, and I think they have players who far out. Sorry, guys. They have players who haven't played in ages, like Dan Gosling, and scores the winner. Unbelievable. Chelsea, they're going through a bit of a tough period at the moment, and it's just going to show how resilient Frank Lampard's team is. Sheffield United, Aston Villa. Sheffield got the win. I thought Sheffield would get the win. Aston Villa are actually in a bit more trouble than I thought. They're sitting near the relegation zone. I can't really comment on this game. I haven't seen much. I know Fleck got a double. Sheffield United performing well this season, and that's pretty much all I can say. Leicester Norwich, I did watch this one, and interestingly, I have slagged Norwich off a bit this season. But once again, they prove they play some silky stuff, and They played better against the big sides. That's clear. They're giant killers. Draw with Leicester, beat Man City. When teams are attacking them or leaving more space, they love that. And to be fair, I think Norwich could have actually got the win out of this game. Leicester City weren't too great. I missed a bit of the second half due to a home emergency. Well, no, a neighbour home emergency. And yeah, Pookie got the goal, obviously. Good finish. But Norwich, when they had the ball, actually played some very good football. Were able to beat the Leicester press. The Iggy and Arsho thing was absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe that. To just take the ball and just run it when the other team kicked it out is crazy. And I understand why Norwich players were absolutely livid, and I understand why Rodgers took him off. That's unfair sportsmanship, and to be fair, it actually might have got Norwich up more for the rest of the game. So, are Leicester title contenders? I'm worried to speak the truth in case it bites me in the arse. No, they're not. I still think City will be the biggest challenge for Liverpool this year. When it goes wrong for Leicester, they just don't have the capacity to bring it back, especially when they're running out of ideas. They have no one on the bench of note, and they just struggle. So, top 4 for Leicester still seems on, but they really should have won today against a poor a Norwich side that has been struggling a bit this season. And even though Norwich play some good stuff, you'd think a team fighting for the title would be able to sweep them aside at your home ground. Burnley Newcastle, I didn't watch this game as well, so I can't really comment. I think I picked Newcastle, so another wrong result. Burnley are a weird team because there's all this thought that they're a tough side, especially to play at home. And recently, they've lost a lot of games. They got pumped last week against Spurs, so they had to make a response. Anyway, that's all you can do. Southampton, West Ham. West Ham got the win. And I actually feel very sorry for Southampton because I do think they're going down. They just don't look like a Premier League side. The players they have don't look good enough, have no confidence. And I just can't see them turning around. I honestly think in the summer they should go out and in the winter transfer window, go out and sign some young up-and-coming talent from the big 6 teams, like a Curtis Jones, like a Ryan Brewster, on loan. Inject a bit of youth into the team, inject a bit of excitement, and maybe they can turn it around. West Ham was a good game today to get the points. West Ham, Pellegrini's under a lot of pressure there. They're not performing well. They're only 1 point from the drop. So, a bit of a missed opportunity there for Southampton. Next up, Everton United. Everton won, United won. I picked United win. I can't believe I did. Because I said in the preview, I said against the teams they should beat, they just don't beat them. Because the other team sits back, defends, keeps it compact, and that's what happened today. Duncan Ferguson again. New manager bounce. He got the boys playing well. United had a few opportunities. Greenwood tucking that goal in from outside the box. He's a quality finisher. Should he be starting? Maybe. Martial looked obsolete today in a lot of the first half. Fred actually looked very good for me today. He cops a lot of flack, but he was good. And Wan-Bissaka, they call him the Spider. He just gets everything. Every time you try to go past him, he gets you. He just needs to work on his attacking game. If you made a baby from Trent Alexander-Arnold and Wan-Bissaka, he'd probably be the best right back of all time. Unbelievable from Wan-Bissaka today. United, De Gea again showing he's got his mistakes in him, and Lindelof, I don't think he can do much there. So poor from United today, and they really stuffed me over again. Tottenham Wolves, I picked a draw. It was very close to a draw. 90th minute, Vertonghen header, free header, and he did pretty well to head that on target so far away and get enough power on it to take it past Patricio. The Mora goal was pretty good. I don't think Patricio saw that shot coming. I think he otherwise would have saved it because it was pretty far out. He had enough time to see the fly of the ball. Wolves obviously came back, got a goal. Honestly, I can't even remember their goal now. Far out. How'd they score their goal? Oh, Traore. Absolute banger. He barely strikes the ball, just chops at it very quickly and gets so much power behind it. I'd like to say that's my shot technique. Not a big swing, but get some power behind it. And lastly, Arsenal, Man City. Manchester City 3, Arsenal 0. I didn't watch this game as well. I saw the highlights. I didn't watch this game because I knew what was going to happen. I knew that City were going to win. I mean, that's my second pick of the week, by the way. Arsenal are in absolute shambles at the moment, and they really need to do something. Significantly bad, because they are really struggling defensively. I feel bad for Freddie Ljungberg. I think he's been shoved into this position. Mertesacker is his assistant coach, who is actually still running the youth side of the club. They really need to make an appointment, and like I said in the top 6 future video, they're in deep trouble at the moment. There's some systematic issues at the club there from the high ups, and I don't see that changing very shortly. The defence from Arsenal was absolutely woeful today. And moving on to City, does this show that they're able to compete and they're back in it? I don't think so. I think Arsenal, if they didn't concede that first goal, then maybe they would have sit tighter for a while. But watching Liverpool play Arsenal for the last 5 years, they're just so easy to get at. They try to play their attacking style. They're not as good as they used to be, so they're just easy to pick off. And it wouldn't surprise me today, looking at that score, if Arsenal tried to go at City at the Emirates and just try and compete with them. Which is unfortunate, because if they sat back nice and deep, the pace they have on the counter-attack, maybe they would have got something from the game. But definite changes there are needed. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it at that. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on our socials, our Instagram account, 2banks of5, underscore between each of those words. And I'll be back later today with the preview, with the review of the Champions League draw group stage. I actually might do a live thing for that one. A live watch on my TV, on my reaction as it goes. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, have a lovely day, and I'll catch you later.